is Giuseppe Cambria, and my number is 2020 10 675. And today I going to speak about to the online education or an a distant education. Okay, the first topic, and I'm going to speak about the definition of the online education or distant education. The distant education is a form of teaching in which students do not need to physically attend the place of study. In this teaching system, teaching techniques and strategies are used to focus on the student. He focused himself and is promoting the management of flexibility. This is his principal characteristic. Another characteristic is the distance. You can be in your work, you can be in your house, in another places, in the park, in the bank, and another more places, and is more flexibility. The only topic of you need to have is the you need to have present the you are in a class. You need to pay attention, be quiet, and participate. And there is all. You need to pay attention to the class and participate. That is the most important characteristic of the online education. The second topic is the different types of distant education. One type of distant education, for example, is e-learning, b-learning, and the m-learning. And there is naturally there is one education. There is the 2.0, the education 2.0. That is the actually education the old person use in the world. Now I'm going to explain the different types of distant education. This is the origin of the three main modelings of distant education: e-learning, m-learning, and the b-learning. The b-learning is like a mix or combination of the e-learning and the m-learning. There is the b-learning. Okay, it's a combination with and with you need to know which converge in the search for the self-training as a pillar in the teacher learning process. I repeat, the education we use today is the education 2.0, the model of 2.0. The new computer tools in the 90s of the first generation of virtual education, this so-called education 2.0, to create endless possibilities for the virtual student to access their virtual classroom at any times. You can be your classroom at any time. or at any places you want. And there is the types of the education. And now I'm going to speak about the history of the distant education. How do you think about the distant education have evolved? I'm going to respond this question now. Okay, in the first quarter of the 20th century, which was presented as a possibility to publish the objective social work through the use a different modality of the media. That is, it was the product of modernization to solve a social problem. Sequentially, from the 60s to the 80s, multimedia education appeared, in which computer science and the telecommunication are interested into the educational process, giving rise to virtual education based on network and on network platform, and be desarrolled programs that allow the sharing of resource access to the information. You can search information in different platforms, in different online websites. The virtual education based on network, basically. There is sharing the resource, access to the information, and things around. The communication, and the years later into the 1990s, already at the end of the 90s, a new website was born. And now you have a web 3.0, also called the semantic web, which is an extension of the web in which information is given through a well-defined meaning, which make it easy for computers and people to work in cooperation. The semantic web, different science can be search information and be cooperated for the to create this platform. There is finally created this web, this project in 2001, in May 2001. Okay, and there is the adventures and disadventures of the government plan to implement distant education in public schools in Dominican Republic. Okay, the first adventures of the plan is number one. There is the flexibility. The flexibility is there is a topic you need to consider it in these adventures, because the student can go to your home and can take classes. You in the park, you can open your computer or your cell phone and you can be online and take your classes. The point number two is the Collaborative learning. What is this? What is this? There is an student learn from both the teachers and peers. That is the question of this. Is the is the a collaborative, and you can be a good student. You can you can be a most intelligent student. The topic number 3 is automatically and responsibility. You know, the student need to have a responsibility, and there is a practice do you need to have in this topic. There is importantly, you have to the student adapting his time according to his professional responsibility and family requirement. And the last one of the adventure is the student focused teaching. You know, guys, the students are protagonists of their proper education. You need to search books, you need to search information, and you need to participate. That is you are your focus teaching. That is the simplification of this topic. And now I go to change to the disappointments of the plan to the College of Dominican Republic in the online education. The first disappointment is the absent student. This is a big problem in the online education because the student we don't have to take the classes or not participate is a big problem because you don't have a physical teacher, you don't have an parent or a person to say that person, hey, be quiet, pay attention, stay here, don't go to the bathroom, be quiet. There is a very big problem in online education. Okay, and another topic of the disappointment of the plan is the limit resource. That is important because you need to know you have a person we don't have more money and don't have a more powerful o sea, more parents we don't have much money and it's a very big limitation of this. And another disappointment is the poorly distributed results in the case. The device arrive late of the most ready students and sometimes last for years. This is accompanied by the sales of the device of young people who do not need to equipments. This is the very big disappointment. Some people don't have an device, don't have cell phones, don't have computer, laptops, and another device, and it's a very big problem because the money it is not free. Okay, finally, I'm going to speak about if you were one of the government advice, what would you source for distant education to be successful public school in Dominican Republic? The first topic, and I'm going to propose of the government of Dominican Republic is the implementation of digital whiteboards in all schools, and is an idea that cannot be overlooked. There is an important topic because there is more important. You have an green board. That is good. That is good to explain some topics, but for the most bigger pay attention of the student, some topics you need to explain. There is more important, or there is more. You have more participation of the student with. Do you have this device? Another topic is on cooperation with service distribution companies to place the internet in certain places, in some places, with this device, with a cooperation of an service distribution, have a password. That password is only for a student and code used for a certain period of time. One student have a one password, and that is all the time. If you have 1 hour and the hour is old, the password is changed automatically. Okay, another topic is use virtual platforms for the device of resource that the student can use, which person code. Again, you need a password to going up of this platform, and you can search information, you can communicate it for other students, you can speak with teachers and other students, and it's a good idea. I understand that it's a good idea. And the last one is the collaboration of which companies, for example, an Italy company. That is a good idea. I think that is implementation of new learning methods of less unnecessary information load. That is a good idea. I understand, because if you have for example, Italy or China collaboration, a new company, you have to new ideas, you have and a new device, you have another person in the school, you have a new participator in this government. There is I think that is a good idea. And thank you. There is my exposition.